How you doing, everybody? This is Coach Vaughn. It's been a little while since I've actually had one of these little intimate videos with you all, and I think I'm going to get ready to do much more of these. And there's a specific reason why. It's all well and good, and I love doing like the major videos, but I think there's some issues that I need to address and I need to speak to. That this might be a better setting setting, whatever. And I was at an event a couple of days ago, and Paul C. Brunson was there, who, if you guys know, he's kind of like the face of Black Enterprise right now. And he did an amazing job. And there was one thing in particular that stood out to me, something that he said. And he said one of the challenges that he's had as far as developing businesses is that he's often, if anybody that knows anything about businesses, often most businesses solve some sort of problem or what have you, correct? Now, the problem that he was having is that he would always try to figure out how to solve a problem that others are affected by. But as he studied more and more entrepreneurs who are like having major success, what he realized is that most of those entrepreneurs were having major success because they actually were solving problems that directly affected their own lives. And he said, so that's something that he's actually currently in the process of trying to begin implementing as far as his own businesses. Not so much spreading himself thin with other types of businesses, but really focusing on what are some of the things that really affect him, that he really cares about, that affect his daily life. And I say that to say, the reason why I kind of started off with that is because I'm getting ready to redirect a lot of the things that I'm doing. Some of you all have been following me for a couple of years now. It's not like it's a lot of y'all, but the few that have, and I've been giving speeches or what have you, and that's been good. But they've kind of been very general, and that's one of the reasons has been because I've been trying to hit various demographics. But what I realize is that I kind of have to, and I think I'll be more powerful for people of all different demographics if I really hone in on, messaging geared towards more of the problems that affect me in particular. And because I am relatively young, I'm 31 now, but because I'm a relatively young Black man, most of the things that affect me and affect my daily life are Black issues. So I'm going to probably speak more toward that now. I'm going to be giving a lot of good content, I think, at least. And the context or within which I'll be speaking about it will be, the Black context, the African American context, or some might say the Caribbean American context, which might be a slightly different, but, for especially my generation, being an 80s baby, basically what I grew up in was, the Black American experience. I don't really identify as much with West Indian culture. My culture has been Black American. So I'm not really trying to. That's not the focus. What I'm talking about though, and get the principle right, whether you're Black, white, or what have you. What I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to focus on issues that really affect me on a day-to-day basis. Anybody that knows any stats about Baltimore City, and I've been doing a lot I'm anybody, if y'all know me, you see the Nets sign, right? So I'm New York born and raised, but I've actually been privileged to be working on some things for Baltimore and maybe even DC area. And if you know anything about Baltimore City, last year, I think when I was listening to the news the other day, they said that they had about 165 homicides last year altogether in Baltimore City. This year alone in Baltimore City, this is back in like late July, they were already up to about 169 homicides in Baltimore City alone. Okay, so that's kind of crazy. That's July. That's not the whole year. So why do I bring that up? I bring that up because there's specific issues and challenges that need to be spoken to by as many people as possible. And, that kind of affects me. Those things affect me. Those things affect my people, the people that I identify with. And so I really want to start speaking to those things. And hopefully you just bring some encouragement to the black and to the urban communities, man. And hopefully I say something that's just gives you that'll just spark the idea. Hopefully I say something that will just, I don't know, give the encouragement at the right time. Hopefully I say something that will simply just have an effect on your life. Whoever gets their hands on it, something that has an effect that changes the dynamic of your life forever, man. And so I don't want to keep you guys here long. It's not even going to be a scheduled thing. As ideas come to my head, if I feel like I can speak on something, whether it be, a lot of my focus is probably going to be on relationships, because I really feel like relationships in a major way affect the black experience. The breakdown in relationship affects us financially. It affects us as far as our education. It affects us as far as our ability to be united and act and unite with other folk. So, for instance, like if I don't learn how to connect with my family members, how can I be expected to connect with other black businesses, right? If the family context, if the family structure is the first structure that I learn about, where I'm supposed to first learn about unity. So these videos, like I said, they're not really going to necessarily have a particular time length. They're not going to necessarily be high quality, dope shot videos. This is just going to be a chance for me to express some of the ideas in my head, and hopefully, because I have so many things that go on in my head that I just never share because I'm always waiting for the opportune time. But I just got to get it out because it might help somebody, and I'm hoping that it does help somebody. Maybe somebody will start a business because of it. Maybe somebody will get into a better relationship because of it. Maybe somebody will go out and become the best in their classroom because of it. And just develop into a young professional. But my focus is probably going to be relationships, entrepreneurship, education, and other things that might feed into that. But that's predominantly what I'm going to talk about. So it's probably going I can really credit Boyce Watkins is a major inspiration as to why I feel I'm going to do this. He's an older gentleman, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and he does some great, amazing work. And I'm hoping that I can maybe bring some similar content for the younger generation from somebody who's a bit younger. Or you have other people out there like Kenyatta and Dame Dash, who are out there, and of course my personal mentor, E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, another one, Dr. Mason West, other people like Dr. Christopher M. Din, of course. These are all people who are doing real work out there. They're not just out there just speaking. They're not just out there doing whatever, but they're out there really trying to change lives and do real work, man. So I'm hoping that with some of the things that I'm doing, that I hope to follow that same path. And yeah, so I'm Coach Vaughn, for those of you who may not know me, and I hope that this is a blessing to you. Let's go out there, let's be great, let's do all that we can to get all that we can, not just for ourselves, but to also uplift our fellow man. So, that's another thing I'm going to be talking about a lot, about leadership probably. So, yeah, man, this video has been long enough. I'm out of here. Peace.